you say that atheists are on a crusade to, like, as thought police, like we're systematically going around, going up to Christians and trying to correct them. Well, maybe there is, but I'm not. You know, I leave a lot of Christians alone. Okay, like there's this guy named Yoke Up and another woman named Sable Chicken and a bunch of other Christians I don't really bother with because it doesn't matter. I don't have any responsibility to respond to that. There's no point in responding to that. You know, I don't get anything out of trying to correct them. All I care about is either putting out a thought, or in one case, or actually not in one case, either putting out a thought, raising awareness, and with this video I just realized I have a third thing. It's trying to get other people to feel responsible, you know, to take some responsibility for themselves. So, like, that's basically it. Yeah, I want you to take responsibility for yourself. So, I'm not on a crusade, alright? If this was an atheist, and he was trying to convince Christians to kill themselves, I would be doing the same thing. I'd be like, look, dude, what if some Christian from a battered home comes up and sees this video and kills themselves? That makes you a murderer, alright? Anyway, I'm not on a crusade. Why don't I oppose Eminem? Well, yeah, Eminem has a lot of controversial stuff. I mean, he curses a lot, he talks about sex, and I don't really listen to Eminem. I don't pay attention to him. So you're right. Why don't I oppose him? I don't know. I haven't really paid any attention to him. Like I haven't been paying attention to you until you made that video, or until I found that video. But is Eminem trying to convince people, either directly or indirectly, to kill themselves? Now, that's up for psychological debate, you know, and it's a hot topic. You know, we don't know whether music will manipulate people to become more violent. Like, does rap music talking about shooting people and stuff, does that make people more aggressive, and does it make them more prone to homicide or suicide? That's still not hammered down in the field of psychology or sociology. So, am I opposed to them? I don't know yet. You know, we just got to see what's hammered out after a while. Am I opposed to R-rated movies? Well, you know, same thing. What happens? What is the response? What do R-rated movies do? But you know, R-rated movies. See, that's a different thing from Eminem here. You're trying to make comparable analogies here. And how is an R-rated movie comparable to Eminem? Why? Because, well, Eminem is rap music, and you can sort of expect what he's going to say to an extent, or whatever. But with an R-rated movie, there are so many things that have to go in that little box with the R, okay? Like strong language, or nudity, or suggestive themes, gore, blood, violence, things of that nature. Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't have a psychological study to say whether R-rated movies are bad or not, but I grew up watching R-rated movies since I was like 6, and you know what? I turned out pretty okay. I watched the Terminator uncut at like the age of 7. I was fine. I came out fine. Now, are there R-rated movies that try to look at the audience in the eye and say, are you trying to I want you to kill yourself. There's no reason for you, the audience, to live. Okay, that's fine. All right, they don't do that. R-rated movies. There might be an R-rated movie out there that does that, but I'm sure that wouldn't get out there without causing some kind of stink. All right, there's a lot of stuff out there that you gotta be that you gotta consider first. Paintings and plays that deal with suicide. That's not the same thing as a philosophical discourse. That's an expression of the human struggle to survive, or grappling with whatever, something that drives you towards suicide. You know, my life is going down the tube like the death of a salesman, and doesn't know why he's still alive, and other things like Shakespeare. No, well, you know what? That's artistic expression, and when put in a context like that, people are able to put up what, oh, what's that guy's name? He puts up a willing suspension of disbelief with art and with movies and plays, and even to an extent music. You can have a willing suspension of disbelief, which means you can say, I know this is a play, but I'm just going to let it go, and it'll just be real for a while. And you're wrapped up, you're swept up in it, and oh, there's lots of emotion. It's not something where you consciously sit down and go, should I kill myself? It's not like that. You don't exist, in a sense. You know, when you watch a movie that's very good, or a play, and it has a lot of willing suspension of disbelief, you're not there. There's only the movie. You are with, say, Aragorn or Frodo as they travel across the lands, and you're feeling what they're feeling, you're going through what they're going through, and at the end of the movie, oh, wow, that was great, and then you leave. Now, of course, there are mindful movies out there, but it's not, the movie itself is not something that stares you in the face and says, look, philosophical discourse here. Suicide. You should kill yourselves. No. No movies that do that. No music that does that. Only a philosophical discourse does that. That's what makes it philosophical. Alright? Now, then I hit a logical fallacy here. I hit a crossroads, a disconnect here. I didn't understand this. You said, from all this, therefore I believe people aren't responsible for their own actions. Well, I just demonstrated that people need to be responsible for their actions, okay? You know, with Eminem, if it is shown that rap music that talks about guns and sex and killing people and drugs, if it's shown that that is directly correlated or is a direct cause of homicide or suicide or anything like that, then I would say yes, Eminem has a responsibility to stop talking about that, to stop singing about that. And yeah, that goes against free thought, but you know what? He's got a responsibility here. He's killing people with his free speech, with his free thought. Now, you know, you could say, oh, yeah, well, how about all the people who died for free speech? Well, yeah, lots of people died for free speech in America, but does that mean that you get to use it to kill other people? You know, you've got to be more responsible here. Now, I know this will probably fly in the face of American democracy and all that, but it's a tough issue here. It really is.